courageous motion. I think it's a very timely one. I think it's about time that Irish society took on the responsibilities that it so ardently ran away from for such an awful long time. I don't only think it's about women's rights, I think it's about society's rights. I think it's about wrestling, this society back from the church. I think it's a very, very important situation that we have before us here, and I would support this motion. We have an awful long journey to go through. We have to clear up that very, 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 very dark past. That kind of an absolute wholesale abuse and indifference to those people who had to travel abroad, or those people who didn't get the opportunity to travel abroad, or those people who were kicked into Magdalene Ronley's and whose children were taken off them and sold off. This all has to change, and the more we actually have these kind of motions in the chambers, the better of a society we are, and the more we are open and transparent. Irish society doesn't do uncomfortability. We're not comfortable with many, many issues where we have to wake up, we have to learn, we have to mature, and we have to take on this responsibility. So I commend the Councillor and I support the motion. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Tormey, as a proposer of the motion, do you want to come back in and respond to the debate?
I certainly do. I want to thank my colleagues here for a very reasoned and constructive contribution. I reject entirely the concept and the assertion that this motion is somehow inappropriate or mistimed. I put the motion down sometime around October or November. I don't have anything to do with what's going on in hÉireann, unfortunately. The rejectorate takes care of that. But what I want to say is that this is a really serious business. And I personally, I can tell you here and now, Lord Mayor, I have sent people to England to have abortions. I've even paid my own money to send women, by the way, they were all women, to England when they were raped and they found themselves pregnant. I even had the experience of women who refused to go to the police when they were raped. I'm talking about rape, not messing about in cars, jeans pulled off them, physical force, all that sort of stuff, really serious crime. And I paid for that person to go to England. I'm not making any bones about it here. I think this constitutional amendment has been a disaster. I think it has prevented the country legislating for what should go on and allowing the Medical Council or whatever is right under international medical rules at any particular time to take precedence over prejudice and over a sort of a psychological guillotine that hangs over people's necks where they imagine they will finish up in the courts or they'll be struck off or whatever for doing what might be right. And that puts women, in my personal opinion, at risk.